Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis, and with me tonight I have Stu Woolley. Tonight we are going to talk. Oops, sorry, I have some feedback. Sorry. Okay. Well, tonight we will talk about the latest from reports from Ben Jacobs, actually talking about the potential takeover from an what do you say UIA consortium. There've been some talks about the IHC investment holding company with links to the Abu Dhabi royal family, who owns 60% of this huge holding company that's actually valued to $240 billion. So we know they're not peanuts. They are big guys, big league players. And we will go into all the details we know so far and try to investigate more into this potential takeover. Stu has prepared some tactical review stuff on Liverpool. Talk about Arnie Slot. We will also talk about the latest news. There's some youngsters training with the senior team now. Shea, Lacey, Jack Fletcher, Jim Thwaites. Will they have an opportunity going into the team against Liverpool? We will also talk about Harry Maguire contract renewal. Is there a chance? And the main topic is also on the takeover, because they have mentioned they want a Man United player as an ambassador. And if you saw the headline, I think you know who we are talking about. It's the one and only the King. So maybe the King is back. Guys, girls, smash the like, subscribe if this is your first time on the Tactical Devils, and please do us a favor. Wait, and we will be back, and there will be more about Man United. So stay tuned, get your comments in, and the show will start very soon. Yes, guys. The Tactical Devils are back. It's Thursday night, and it's Stu and Jarvis exclusive. So tonight we are, as I said, going to talk about, could the King of Old Trafford make a return? This time it will be off the pitch. Reports from Ben Jacobs suggest that the UAE-based consortium considering a Man United takeover has reached out to Eric Cantona as about becoming the club ambassador. So it will be interesting to talk about it. And there's also been some updates about Man United working on the deal to buy the land around Old Trafford. So there will be lots to talk about. But first of all, I want to say hi to my compadre, Stu Woolley. How are you being? How are you, my friend?
Do you know what? I'm all right. Played last night.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wednesday
really
night footy.
Yeah, loved it. We're going to be back fully as well on a Monday. So we're going to be doing Monday and Wednesday, which is great. So indoor on the old five-a-side and proper indoor five-a-side on a Monday. And our usual stuff on a Wednesday, plus my weekend activities as well. So yeah, all good. But the best news is ever, I filled in a TalkSport survey the other week, and I won a £50 voucher. They told me today for Amazon. So I'm 50 quid richer. So watch out, Amazon. Mr. Woolley is coming spending with you in the foreseeable future. So what I'll buy, who knows? But 50 quid. So it's always good. Massively interesting what's going on.
Yes.
With this takeover. I see other channels are really buying into it.
Yeah.
And I know you've done a lot of research. I know that the fans are praying that this happens. There's a lot of conjecture around about what Sir Jim will do or what he won't do, what he should do, all that kind of stuff. I think fans are once again divided on whether Ratcliffe should stay or should he go, and all that kind of stuff. And there's too many people trying to educate a guess as to how this is going to, work itself out in the end. All of a sudden, Manchester United fans are coming to multi-billionaire business brains, which none of us are. Well, some of us are, but not all of us are. I'm definitely not. So it's really, really interesting. Good to last of the big spenders, Catherine. No nonsense middays. What a voucher that was! I'm keeping it to myself. It's in the old arse pocket. In the old arse pocket, you got to treat yourself once in a while.
You got to treat yourself, 100%.
Still haven't had my moving date yet. Fucking completion. Oh, geez, I was always liking Norway, Jarvis, but fuck me, it drags in the UK.
Yeah,
drags. Anyway, so that could happen in the next few weeks. So all in all, yeah, pretty good, pal. Pretty good.
Nice to hear. I'm so glad to hear, Stu. I just wanna say, I fell down the rabbit hole tonight before. That's why we are running a little bit late, because I was starting reading up about this UAE consortium, this IHC investment holding company. Because when it comes to this, in one way, you got to be accurate. You got to tell the story right, and you got to do the background search to figure out who is this guys, what do they want. I was trying to figure out what's the connection between Turk Al Sheikh and this IHC. So far, I haven't found anything, but there must be some connection, because I can't figure out how did he get this information, because I think that's pretty interesting. Why was he fed this information?
Yeah, and that's always been my point about Turkey Al Sheikh, Jarvis, is he's been given information. He's put this information out into the ether, and when that guy speaks, people listen.
7 million followers. So
people listen. People listen. And I look, I'm with you on this. Anything that gets reported has to be reported with accuracy. So anything that me and Jarvis discussed tonight is just our opinion. It holds no fact and it holds no water. It's just an opinion.
We have a tier one, at least. Yeah, we can call it Ben Jacobs tier one.
He's a tier one. He's pretty good, Ben Jacobs. He's missed a lot. He's a swing and a miss guy. Used to be a swing and a miss guy. He's a slightly better batting average when he hits the plate now, Jarvis. But look, I said about a week ago when all this came out, there's no smoke without fire. And if this guy goes to town on something, then there's a sense that there is a reality attached to it. What that reality is, and whether anything transpires, nobody will know. We'll know in good time. We all know that the Glazers have got till the end of 2027 to get their amount of money that they're wanting, which is $33 a share, which values their share at $5 billion. We know that. Does this UAE consortium have or finance arm have the money to do it? Absolutely. 240 billion or whatever it is not pocket change. So 5 billion into them is nothing. What these Middle Eastern operations do very, very well is invest heavily. And when they invest heavily, they invest in the right areas. So they're buying up oil and gas, or they're buying up shares in Apple, or they're buying up shares in Tesla, whatever. And that's really for the economy of wherever they are. And in this case, there's two areas to the UAE. There's old Sheikh Mansour's side, isn't there? Which is the ruler of Dubai. And then there's an Al-Hareen, I think.
This is where people, Yale, for example, he knows this stuff. I'm not quite sure, because I know, as far as I understand, there are two royal families, or at least two lines of the royal family.
There are two royal families, two royal families.
You have the Abu Dhabi guys and the Dubai guys.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
A Nahrain or Nahrain.
But I'm on thin ice when it comes to this. I have to be honest.
So
I'm on thin ice.
So it all depends on which the IHC is attached to. I've never
Mm,
heard of them before, so they can't. So one would suggest they're not attached to Sheikh Mansour's or Al Maktoum, his
mm.
side, because we would have heard about that. So it looks like it's probably attached to Abu Dhabi rather than Dubai. But we don't know. I don't know. They're saying they're brothers. So there's a couple of people that are saying they're brothers,
Yeah,
but obviously
but Stu,
operating into.
when it comes to this IHC, before we go into the details, I want to say hi to everybody. I feel rude,
Yes.
not saying hello to everybody. When you meet them, you say hi. So, Jarl Malmin, big up. Good to see you. We have Jonathan Lilienberg coming in from Sweden. Big up. Hi, legends. Big up, Jonathan. Jamie Wayne coming in early as always. Big up, Jamie. I hope you're well. He said, without a takeover, this club is finished. We won't win jack shit in that new stadium. You might be right, Jamie, but we will have the debate. John Edmund is coming in. Evening legends, Stu Wally, Jarvis, Amarim. Yeah, big up. Thank you for the is it thumbnails you put in there? Yeah, yeah.
There are graphics
Yes,
or
graphics.
emojis.
Emojis, that's the
There
name
are
of it.
Stu and Jarvis emojis.
Maybe we should make new ones. But I mean, the Bootinator, big up Bootinator. Good to see you, old friend. Coming in and say King Eric and no depth. I'm in. Yes, me too. Me too. Raymond Pierce is in the house. We have Alien Tenno. Big up Peter coming in. Big up Jarvis. Do
Big
in
up,
the chat,
big
please.
up.
Do not tarnish the King Eric. Yes, we will talk with respect when it comes to
Oh, I
King
love King
Eric.
Eric.
We're
I
not
love
going
King
to
Eric.
drag him into this, but we're just reporting what Ben Jacobs said, that he is the ambassador they want. I don't know if they have made an agreement, but that's what Ben Jacobs have said. Is it just me coming in? Evening, everyone. Hope all are doing well. Big up. Is it just me? Let's see. Catherine and Non Nonsense McDade. Tom Porter is here.
Tom,
Johnny Kermode, big up. Good to see
Johnny.
you. Let's see. Let me just scroll. Lou en France coming in directly from old
Whoa,
Canada. Good to see you.
whoa.
A new name I haven't seen before, Nabel
Nabil
Patel
Nabil
coming in.
Patel, yes.
Yes. They are actually brother in the IHC guys and the city owner. Okay. Well, this is where I want to go, because now we're coming into the technical details. If I
Yes.
haven't mentioned your name, sorry, but there's so many names and I can't always see them all, because I'm doing a live show while we are talking and being the producer and host and all of this.
He
And
does a lot. He's a legend.
yes, and coming in, Adam Partridge, good to see you. Yes, good to see you, Adam. Yes, as far as I can understand, IHC is an investment holding company. As I said, they deal with real estate, they deal with health, food, tech, energy, finances, and everything, everything that you can make money off and invest. So they're huge. And they are valuated to $240 billion, as far as I know. So, they have a lot of money. Um, the ownership is the Royal Group. And the Royal Group, I don't know how they are connected, but they are affiliated with the Abu Dhabi ruling family. So the Royal Group owns 60% of IHC. So this is where the technical stuff comes. Same owners can't own two clubs in the Premier League, but they are affiliated. So I don't know where the connection comes. So I have to do more research. If any of you guys know this, please put it in the live chat, because I want to know. I'm genuinely interested finding out this, because I think this is where everything comes in the details, if they are able to come into a bid. And when we are talking about this, IHC is just one part of a UAE-based consortium. So maybe they will just be a small part of the consortium giving a bid. So I don't know how the Premier League rules are when it comes to this. If you are a minority owner, can you go in and be an owner in two different clubs in the Premier League? I don't know. Do you know, Stu?
I don't. But if for example, Maktoum's are the rulers of Dubai, and then the Hareens are the rulers of Abu Dhabi,
Yes.
then it could be separate in terms of we are Abu Dhabi, we are Dubai. However, every time we hear about Manchester City, it's always Abu Dhabi, isn't it? As mentioned, it's never Dubai. It's always Abu Dhabi, the country that's mentioned in and around it. The other option could be that they are funding a consortium with finance. So they are financing other people, in which case they're just running the finance side of it, and they don't go down as owners, but they are funding a consortium to do it. There is an opportunity, and if it's just a finance deal, no ownership required by these people, then that would be something. So we would need to do a little bit more digging, just to see how there is this connection between the two ruling families. As I said, when it comes to City, all you hear is Abu Dhabi. You don't hear Dubai, but according to people, the UAE is Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and Maktoum is more the Dubai side, and the Hareen are more Abu Dhabi. So I don't really know on that one. I think that's going to be quite difficult to decipher. And I think, but I would say this. I would say this. You would think a $240 billion hedge fund or funding channel would have already considered that prospect before any conversations were, if any conversations are taking place between that and them and the Glazers. You would make sure that your ducks in a row first before you approach the Glazers, because if the Glazers come back and said, "Yeah, absolutely, we'll take that off your hands," and then you find out later down the line you can't do it, you've wasted lots of money pushing this deal together. So I think it's really, really interesting. Manchester United is the jewel in the crown. Pete mentions we don't need, or why should anyone need an ex-player as an ambassador? Manchester United, the club, sells itself. I tend to agree with that. As much as I love King Eric, and I do, I think he's absolutely amazing. Changed the face of the club single-handedly, if you remember, when he came on board. I don't think they need him. What I would imagine they're looking to do is utilise him and his connections within football and his love for the club to try and show them how Manchester United should be run as a football club and not how it's run as a football club at the moment. There's a huge amount of debate at the minute also about Sir Jim. What does he get out of it? Does he only get his investment back 1.7 or 1.8 billion or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Or will he? I'm sure Jim won't accept that, and he'll be getting a profit on it. Billionaires don't become billionaires by not making profit. So I'd imagine he'll be looking to make some profit. But again, we don't know. We don't know the intricacies of the deal. The thing about stuff like this is, and this drag along clause, it's only what you read. There's only so much.
But we don't know all the details in the drag along clause. What happens? If the stock price go
past $33,
past $33. Does it come into effect, or does it get ruled invalid?
We don't know. We don't operate, Jarvis, in those dealings when it comes to multi-billion-dollar business deals. We deal on our own businesses, and they're chicken feed, unfortunately, compared to what we're talking about here. We're not in that ballpark.
No. We are not in the known when it comes to this, and no one is. Not even Ben Jacobs is in the known.
Exactly right.
It's just pure speculations.
So it is.
The one I would actually trust the most is probably Kieran Maguire, for example. I think he knows a lot about, but he doesn't have the finer details when it comes.
He doesn't have the finer details.
But even him,
that's Stefan Borson, who is also in the know. Doesn't have the finer details. People are speculating. I read somewhere yesterday. If I was at the UAE, I'd wait till 2028 and buy it where it could be cheaper. And I'm thinking, well, zero about business then, because they know in 2028, if the Glazers don't get the money, they're not going to sell it. It's this does appear to be the sweet spot, Jarvis, for the sale at the money the Glazers want. It appears to be the sweet spot. But whether that sweet spot is seen as value, I don't know. And the other thing I'm quite
the sweet spot is 5.2 billion pounds.
Yeah, no, that's what for the Glazers. That's the sweet spot. Whether the UAE see it as value at 5.2, but I don't know. Where I am slightly bemused is that the myth, Mr. Jassim, hasn't decided to come to the forefront.
Well, according to Ben Jacobs, Sheikh Jassim is totally out of the question. 100% he won't come back into the race. According to Ben Jacobs.
No, that's fine. So he's done. So we are now looking then at this consortium. It's been floating around the UAE for a while, hasn't it? Maybe it was never actually Jarvis. Yeah, I tend to agree with you. Maybe it's, UAE's been around now for a week. Maybe there is a lot of smoke without fire. I think it's very difficult to really know where we are. So, everything that we talk about here is just pure speculation.
100%. But, it's interesting. And I feed a lot from the knowledge of our beloved live chat, the Devilish Tacticos. They know so much. Johnny K. I saw someone. I just want to go a little bit up before we go to Johnny K's comment, because there were some interesting comments here from both from Yale about the brother, Jake Mansour, and I think that's interesting. I think that's something to take into account. There's also the live chat. Sometimes I just scroll and I touch an inch and it moves 200 comments up.
It doesn't.
That's what. Was it Vista who said something about Real Madrid?
Yeah, we say
they are looking for a consortium. It's all over. If Real Madrid comes over the top of United and takes the consortium, holistically, you need to be at the front of the line in sports. Yes. So there are so many things that can go wrong. So nothing is.
But you have elected presidents.
Yes.
In Spain, how would that work?
I don't know. 50%. They don't have the 50+1.
No, they don't. Germany has a 50+1. I don't know how that works. I don't know. The clubs are funded differently in Spain, aren't they?
Yeah. And Big O coming in with this question: What are the rulings in the FA regarding family ownership?
Well, as an owner, you can't have two clubs in the Premier League, for example, as an owner. But there's nothing to stop.
Is it majority owner, or can't you just be an owner? Like you can't own 1%?
Yeah, just say we were brothers, Jarvis.
Yeah.
You own Liverpool. There's nothing stopping me owning Manchester United. What would stop me owning Manchester United? If I don't hold any percentage points in Liverpool, there'd be nothing stopping me owning Manchester United.
Okay.
So I would look at it that way. But again, I need to point out that any dealings that I've ever heard with Manchester City has always been Abu Dhabi and not Dubai.
Yes. So Mark Davis, big up Mark, good to see you coming in and say good evening, guys. What is the chance of United to sell the club? What is the chance of United to sell the club? Well, if you mean percentages, I think it will take time, and if any of this comes into effect, I think we are talking about at least 18 months.
This would be a big deal.
Yeah. And we know the Glazers, when they do deals, historically, when it comes to transfers, whatever, they like to drag it out. They have they have no work ethics. The Glazers, they want to just sit on the beach and wait and make one phone call, wait a month, relax, play some golf, drink some champagne, drive around in the new Rolls, fly to Bahamas, and then go back, take another phone call. you know, they just, I don't know why, but it's in their business strategy just
Oh,
to take your
they're
time.
probably negotiating stupid clauses. Well, we want 10 million a year in perpetuity or something after we sold it to you. You know, something daft like that. You know, to force their arm into do. You know, just obviously I'm speaking. You know, with no knowledge of that, but that's what they will want. They will want something like that. Or for the next 5 years, we want 50 million or whatever, something stupid like that. You know, that's what they do. But you know, whether you can love or hate the Glazers, by the way, seriously, and we all hate the Glazers, but you can't argue with their business acumen. I don't care what anyone says. You can have a pop at me as much as you like, but anyone that puts $200 million of their own money in it and gets six. What did Jim play? 1.5, didn't he? 6.5 billy in their back pocket. I don't care what you say. You can dislike the Glazers as much as you like. As people, you cannot have a go at their business acumen. I don't care what anyone says. That's the way of the world. If any one of us had done that, we'd be lauding that one. You know, they only paid, what was it, 750 mil? And it was a lot of it was leveraged, Jarvis, at the end of the day, 750 mil. And the club's now worth 6.6, it will be, won't it, if they get 5.1 bill, something like 6.6. So
We'll see
you know, so ultimately, whether we like it or not, you've got to do that. Is though the UAE the only player in town?
That's what we don't know yet, but that's why I say this will take a long time, at least 18 months. You know, there will be other, because we know how everything works when it comes to the business world, and I think that's partly of the Glazer strategy. They will give other bidders time to come up with something, you know, to gather their forces and sources and everything, just to try to match the bid of the UIA consortium. And
but again, that's something you would do anyway. You know, I haven't heard of any banks being so. You know, we're just in the dark with it at the minute, aren't we?
We are. But it's interesting. Big up Wendy. Good to see you. Good to see you. She says, I think selling the club depends on what the Glazers are doing business-wise in the US. You might be right. I think that's an interesting take. And Lulz React comes in and say, hopefully another liquidation group doesn't buy Man United.
Yeah, he's talking about venture capitalist.
Yeah. We don't want. I don't think we are at that stage.
We're not VC.
Because I think venture capitalists are purely in it for money, and I think if you give the Glazers 5.2 billion pounds, and you have to buy out Sir Jim on top of it, and you have to absorb the debt, at least 1 billion, or is it 1.2 billion in debt, and you have to fund a new stadium. You don't want to. You can't make money on it. You know, it's almost impossible.
Yeah,
you have to do it because you have FU money that you just want to piss away on something that gives you something bigger. I don't know.
Well, I think that look, the Glazers haven't got the money to stick 2 billion in and build a new stadium. We know that. I don't really think that Sir Jim Ratcliffe would or he would fund it through the Ineos business either. I don't think he would do that. I don't think that would work. I think they need big investments. I think they were looking for big investment, and that's probably how talks started. Well, we don't want to invest in the club; we want to buy the club. You come to us for investment, but we actually want to buy it, and that's how that's how it comes. I mean, the old story of Eric Cantona coming to United was somewhat similar. Leeds wanted Dennis Irwin, no thanks. Can we have Eric? Oh, go on then. That's how it works. A chance meeting, a chance phone call. If we've gone in to the UAE looking for investment, there's nothing to say they haven't turned around and said, actually, we don't want to invest, we want to buy. But if that window is till 2027 and the Glazers get their valuation because it's guaranteed until 2027, then there must be some kind of legs in it, I would say.
Yes. Help me understand this. This is the man you're looking for. Turkey being, that's Turk al Sheikh.
Yeah.
Yes, but where's the connection to IHC? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And the chairman, he's called Sheikh Tanoun bin Zayed Al Nahyan, and also the CEO Sayed Basar Sueb. I don't know if any of them have any connection. So I just need to chat GPT the F out of this and Google it, everything. Yes. Well, it's a good source of information. You know how to read it, and you can't trust it. That's for sure, because it comes out with so much.
No, but it's ChatGPT is there's an element of truth attached to it, but how much the truth is, we don't know, do we? So
no.
We don't.
Lower class Brown, big up, coming in and said this story screams of stock price manipulation and manipulation tactics. To be honest, I don't even trust Rangers. Managerial odds based on a story like Gerrard role is certain, followed by the latest Steven Gerrard not getting the job in
I thought that was quite funny. Yeah, funny.
But it could be, but we don't know anything. It's allegedly, so I'm not going to sit there and say stock price manipulation, because it could be expensive.
If proven, the SEC, Securities Exchange Commission, in the prison sentence, if it's proven. So
we have a super chat, Stu. It's coming in. I will wear my Ray-Bans.
You wear the Ray-Bans. I'll lob on the I don't know which ones these are, but I'm going to lob these ones on. Now, before we start, Siegfried is, I believe, new to the channel, Siegfried. So thank you so much.
Big up, Siegfried.
So you're going to get the big stuff. Give him the big stuff, Jarvis. Give him the top drawer one.
I'll give him the drums or the guitar. Let's
we get some. Oh, what do you want? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, let's do the trumpet.
Seifeld, thank you so much, fella. That's absolutely brilliant. I am learning to play drums, but I'm not very good. Lads, please don't wear the shades. Catherine, no nonsense. My Dave doesn't like the glasses. We love the glasses. Hello, guys. Amazing show. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
I hope that the rumours are true. It will be the best news in years. Absolutely. Siegfried, perhaps let us know whereabouts in the world you are. That would be great to hear. Catherine, no nonsense with Dave. She comes in, lads, please don't wear the shades, please.
I have more shades.
We've got tons of glasses. We've got loads. We've got loads.
7 pairs. So if you want to see more of them,
send
us a super chat and we will show you the shades. Let's just move on.
You're right. You're right.
I don't have anything more when it comes to this. I think we are at the end of the speculations when it comes to this takeover for today.
Shocking. Why can't you like the shades? And what else have we got here? Let me just do some. All be proved correct, Jarvis. Asked my cat. So isn't that a little bit like the octopus, Ollie the octopus, or whatever that was chosen to choose who was going to win the World Cup? Raymond Pearce is just sheepbird, brilliant. Use that for Liverpool, Raymond. Ask your cat what's going to happen, win or lose if you get a pair. You're getting hyped over rumours. Just relax and don't get your hopes slashed. Absolutely, Jamie.
Absolutely, Jamie. Absolutely.
Places that sell there, weighing up their options in no hurry to sell. Hence, Jimbo came. Use his own money to invest in Carrington. Very, very true, Red Devil fan. What else have we got? It's an older version of a razor lol. That might be a reply to somebody. Wizard says PIF Saudi Investment Fund will be the number one sovereign fund in the world very soon, surpassing Norway and China in the trillions. What's your sovereign fund worth, Jarvis? Norway.
Is it $20,000 billion?
2 trillion.
Something like that.
So you're worth 2 trillion, Norway. Not bad.
Well, we have invested everything we got into funds and foreign companies, nothing in Norway, just to be clear.
Here we go. Save the Shays for the big win at Anfield on the weekend. Lower class Brum, I was in on Monday and I said we would beat Liverpool 2-1. So, well said. Steve Rich says, thanks, guys. Dude, you are more than welcome. More than welcome.
Big up.
Imagine debt-free. Imagine the money we could spend. Red Devil fan. Well, that is that. TK, good to see you, pal. Any Middle Eastern buyer of United wants the club as a toy and not to make money. Current ownership treat United as a bank. You're absolutely right there. It would not be a money-making exercise. 100% agree with you there, pal. Yeah. Jamie,
I'm going to commend TK's thumbnail. It's a picture of Cantona in the notorious Crystal Palace game with the Kung Fu kick.
I was there. I was at the game. It was amazing. Anyway,
the guy who shouted that? No,
he was a mouthy bastard. We were at the other side. So,
do you have any details?
No, not really, because
you could hear. Could you hear him shout?
Not really. We were the opposite side. Have you ever been to Palace? The away fans are the opposite side. And to be fair, I was still drooling over the crystals at that point in the match and marveling over the old Eagle because he's fucking huge. He is massive. We only found out, it was really strange. It happened so fast. If anyone was, in the devilish tactikas that were there, it'd be great because it happened so fast. And at first you didn't really know what was happening. It was weird. Absolutely strange. And then obviously it transpired. So we're dragging him out the stand. I think this guy was on his knees there picking up his teeth. It was very surreal, very, very surreal. Of course, back then, by the way, everybody, you could get to there are certain grounds where you could get to the fans. There still are, but the players were taking throw-ins, literally leaning on the boards. Fans could touch them and punch them and scratch them, and they did, back then. And then obviously players weren't necessarily had to go all the way back to the boards and things stopped.
So had like tall fences back
then. There was some have got double boards now to stop people, double height boards and stuff. So and the tackling back then as well, the tackling was raucous, it was raw, the pitches weren't the best. It was just fantastic.
They were pure mud. Mud.
Or dry as a bone. Pure mud or dry as a bone. Just a fantastic time to be a fan, a real fan of football at that time.
That was the era of. No, it's a different era, Stu. But I want to move on. I see people are getting impatient. They don't want to
sorry guys.
This takeover stuff anymore. Yeah, let's just end it. But I think it's positive if King Eric comes in. I love Eric Cantona and I think he would be a great ambassador for the club. And I think actually, because I love his opinions, he's a straight talker, straight shooter. He called no nonsense, and this is Cantona, and I think he has the heart and soul of Man United, and he's genuine. That's what I like about him. So he's a guy that I actually would love to come into the club, but I don't. His stand when it comes to the Glazers, he despises them because he thinks they are all about money, and I think he's the right choice if you want to choose an ambassador to move United forward and to detach themselves from the Glazers going forward. But let's get into the next topic. I just want to do a quick one on this before we go to the Liverpool thing. this came out. Manchester United Stadium breakthrough club now optimistic of a deal with the Freightliner over the key land parcel. Positive discussions in recent weeks, and I learned a new word today, Stu. It's
Yeah,
called compulsory purchase
purchase
order.
order. Yeah,
Can you please explain? Because as far as I understand, it's to get a fair market value.
it is to get fair market value. I didn't realise. I mean, I don't know enough about the land and the area, and whether or not you could go with a compulsory purchase order, because ultimately Freightliner will have their value in mind for that piece of land that they want. It's a big piece of land, and as you can see with the picture, there's a whole host of containers. If there is a compulsory purchase order, that means we bought 90% of the land in and around that area, and there's only Freightliner holding out. So if you are trying to buy a certain area, and you do buy them up in parcels, they're called parcels. It's like a house, isn't it? A housing block. If 9 of the houses or 8 of the houses are sold in a 10 row of houses, then the other 2 are compulsory purchase. So what you'll find with a compulsory purchase order is Freightliner will hold out for the highest value that they
They
can
have to
get.
sell by force and
Yes, that's right.
to a fair market value. They
Fair
can't hold
market,
on to that. Yeah.
yeah. So they wanted 400 million, I think, originally. Manchester United wanted 50 million. So they'll meet in the middle, and whatever that is, they'll do. So if they've made, it appears to be the reason this one's being put through the media is it's obviously the last piece of the jigsaw, really, to purchase of the land. So if they've got a breakthrough, they're just crossing the I's and dotting the T's with it.
Yeah, but I think it's interesting, and I think it's Mike Keegan who's the source to this,
Yeah,
and
he's okay.
Freightliner and Man United are optimistic to strike a deal, and Manchester United or Mike Keegan mentioned £50 million
It
for the
was
land.
51, yeah.
Yes, so it will be interesting to see, and I think if we can get this piece of land, I think we will see things starting rolling
This
pretty
is
quick.
clearly the last parcel, isn't it?
Yes,
That's why
yes.
it's been put through the media.
So
Bigo was saying that Freightliner owned 20 acres, but it's hard to say, Bigo, how much an acre costs in that area.
okay. Danny B, big up. Good to see you coming in and say hit that like button. It costs nothing. So please, 155 of you watching, 50, 60 people roughly on Tactical Devils. So please do us a favor and smash the like. Also, I want to say hi to this is a new name I haven't seen before. Dominica S coming in and say Amorim has only won 3 games away in the Premier League.
True.
Leicester 3-0, Fulham and Manchester City. So 3 out of 4 next games are away, and I think that's pretty interesting because I think Amorim after the Sunderland game got a breather, on the pressure of his job. But now we are Liverpool away. Then we have Nottingham. Then we have Brighton, Nottingham Forest, and Spurs. 4 difficult games. 3 of them is away. Stu, do you think we will end back into this Amorim out debate again in a couple of weeks? Because there will be only 4 games until the next international break.
So, no, actually, I don't think we will be. TK made a point that Liverpool haven't lost 4 games in a row since, I can't remember the year he put. But neither had City last season. Look what happened. They lost 6 games in a row. My memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, but that was Pep after winning the treble and
But they still
5
lost
out
6.
of the 6 last Premier Leagues.
But they still lost 6 games in a row.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be invincible City. Arsenal were invincible until they came to Manchester United. We beat them 2-0. It happens in football all the time. There are teams that will go through and an anomaly will happen. And who's to say Manchester United don't continue our winning streak and Liverpool's losing streak on Sunday? There's nothing to suggest we can't beat them then.
But you have to go by the stats and the recent what Amorim has done so far.
no, that's absolutely right. But by the stats, Liverpool lost 3 on the bounce.
They have.
And we have won our last match, albeit against Sunderland, but we've still won our last match. And there's nothing to say, and I'm going to stand by my result that we beat Liverpool 2-1. They're not playing magnificent football at the moment. Probably out of our first 11 compared to their first 11, would you say 50% of ours played on international duty? Probably 50% didn't. Liverpool's more likely 70, 80 or 90% of their team have played. So we might, some of our team might have slightly more rest. Look, if you are a betting man, you would bet that Liverpool beat Manchester United. You would. I'm not a betting man, Jarvis. Never have been, never will be. So I don't care.
You're not a gambler.
No, I do the odd gamble here and there, but I'm not a gambler. I'm just not a gambler. So we have as good a chance as anybody else come 4:30 Sunday afternoon to win that game of football. And Liverpool has got just as good a chance as anyone else come 4:30 Sunday afternoon to lose that game of football. Now, a lot of the fans, devilish tactics, who know me, I'm very optimistic about it. But I go into every game that I play, every game, thinking we're going to win. That is my mentality. It always has been. It always will be. It will never change. Whether it's training, whether it's a Monday night or a Wednesday night kick about the lads, Jarvis, I go into that game thinking I am going to win. I refuse to consider losing, because I always think if I go in and think, I'm going to lose, I got a problem. So, and this is the thing. People say, well, yeah, we didn't beat Brentford. You're absolutely right. But it still doesn't mean we don't beat Liverpool. It really isn't. And there's no delusion about it. There's no delusion about it. You can't see into the future, fella. I can't see into the future. You have got to believe. If you don't believe in your team,
none of us can. Yes, yeah.
Don't support us then. That's always been my message and always will be. And I just think we've got to go out there and try and win. Liverpool haven't been playing well at all.
I agree with you, Stu, when it comes to this. But when it comes to my predictions, sometimes I predict that we will lose. It's not that I'm not hoping or not wanting us to win.
No,
it's just
I know.
what my gut tells me based on data, based on facts, based on what happened in the previous weeks and seasons before this. And when it comes to us going away at Anfield, our stats there are not good. I think the last time we beat them was when Juan Mata scored that was volley or
that volley. Yeah, scored that volley.
Yeah, that volley. So it's been a while. That was under Van Gaal. And we've been through so much since Van Gaal. So I'm not convinced that we will.
Yeah, Crystal Palace beat Man City in the FA Cup. Nobody saw that one coming.
Yeah,
nobody. No. So did Wimbledon beat Liverpool in the FA Cup final. Liverpool were champions. Nobody saw that coming.
The crazy game.
There are games.
Jones.
There are games where it all goes according to plan, or we get battered for 89 minutes and we just break away. Cunha breaks away, peels away, 1-0. The end. Something could happen that completely changes a game. I remember the Chelsea match. Oh, Chelsea going to beat us. Everybody said Chelsea going to beat us. What happened? Keeper gets sent off within 5 minutes. We're 2-0 up. Game over. Yeah, we didn't play well in the second half. We got battered in the second half. But we still won the game. And this is football.
Yes, I know. But,
I will say, guys, right, that Michael Oliver is the referee. And that fills me with absolute dread. It fills me with dread. But let's just keep going. Let's just keep going and keep thinking that we can go, because Big O, it's not about history, pal. This isn't. It's about the future. Let's just go and think that we can go and we can do it, because who's to say we can't? There's absolutely nothing to say we can't beat Liverpool.
There are some things that say we can't beat Liverpool.
No, look.
Based on they are the reigning champion. We came in 15th last season. Yeah. We are struggling. Okay, they are struggling in the last 3 games, but I still think they have a better team, player for player. they look better when they play. They look stronger. But anything can happen in the 90 minutes game of football.
I think
It's
Ekatike is
nothing.
dangerous. I think Ekatike is dangerous. I totally agree with that.
We will come to all the details too. But I
Mm,
just want to say hi to some Meeks. Big up Meeks
That's
coming in and say
mates.
hi, guys. I'm at work listening to you on my iPod while I yell at my players. big up
I
Meeks.
yell at my players.
Enjoy
Yeah,
yourself. Enjoy yourself. And by the way, Samix is doing a live show. We usually do a live show on Friday night, so jump over
yeah.
to
Do one tomorrow, isn't it?
Samix Football and watch his show tomorrow. Brilliant breakdowns of games, and he knows his tactical stuff. So, but he seldomly do live shows, but Friday nights I believe he do a live show. So don't forget to tune in on that one. Let's me just scroll down to the bottom. Sorry if I missed so many of your brilliant comments, but William Nevin coming in and says, "You living in the dream world."
Not.
The
Why not?
fact,
Hey, Will. The good thing is, mate, one of us will be right. Yeah,
well,
Liverpool either beat us or we'll beat Liverpool, or we may get a draw. Then both of us are wrong. But
yes,
who says you can't dream?
no, you
Life's
are
full of
allowed to
dreams.
dream. You're allowed to
Life's
dream.
full of dreams.
But now, Stu, I want to go into the facts of the game. I want to analyze what we can expect. What will the lineups be? So first of all, this is the predicted lineups. Oops. Yeah, here we go. It's from whoscored.com. I don't know if any of you can see this, but I will read it out to you. Let me try to. Okay, so this is Liverpool's team. Mamardashvili in goal. They have Conor Bradley on right back, Konate, Van Dijk, Kirkes on left back, Gravenberch, McAllister centrally, Soboslai, Salah on the right, Gakpo on the left, and Alexander Isak centrally. Well, it's because they have some players that are uncertain. We will know more tomorrow after the press conference, but this is how they predict the team so far. So, Stu, any surprises in that lineup?
Yeah, he's
Because as we
access.
know now, when it comes to missing players, Alison Becker is injured; he's out.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah,
Konate is doubtful. Ekitike is doubtful, and
he's doubtful.
Chiesa is doubtful.
Well, Chiesa, okay, it is what it is with Chiesa.
Mm.
Look, if Ekatike's doubtful, then yeah, the Isak, yeah, that's fine. For me, Bradley, yeah, I think Red Devils has got it in already. We should be focusing on Bradley, absolutely, which is why Cunha should play,
That
in
would
my
be
opinion.
Cunha. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Cunha should play, in my opinion, because I think he'll roast Bradley. Do you know what? It's quite interesting, that particular team. The way that, Slot's an interesting coach, actually, because if you consider the way that he's been playing, as you quite rightly pointed out, last season, Jarvis, he plays a 4-2-3-1. He's never changed the system there. We know why he plays the 4-2-3-1. You've made the point yourself about the wing backs being the key, or the full backs actually being the key to Liverpool's counter press and secondary press. For me, what I like to look, there's a couple of things I want to stop. I want to stop I'm going to call it the Van Gaal pass, Jarvis. Because if you remember when we had Van Gaal and he managed to identify that if we lob it up to Fellaini, we can get Fellaini into a pocket. Do you remember? He made a big thing of it. And Fellaini would always take it on his chest in this unexposed area, and that we would be able to build from there. We've always seen that happen with Salah, but I've always really noticed it. Van Dijk or the keeper will try to push it out to the wing to Salah rather than 20 yards into this pocket. But I was doing a little bit of research, and I've noticed they've tried to get Salah into the pocket first rather than the wing, which is quite an interesting turnaround for me. So that means that if we're going to play with our three, our Shaw, our De Ligt, and we'll go through our team in a minute, won't we? And Yoro, say, for example. Would you, on this occasion, would you take Shaw out of the equation, put Yoro in? Is Mazzari injured? Isn't he injured? If he's not injured, do we bring him in as a back three so that Yoro's got the space, the pace, and the positional sense to be able to combat that? Because at the minute, Salah's not playing particularly well.
No, it's true.
In my opinion, Szoboszlai is their best player up until this point, alongside Gravenbach. McAllister's been off the pace. Van Dijk's been off the pace. Frimpong, is he injured?
No, not as far as I know. But you know,
they made a huge thing about Frimpong coming to the club. I don't think Kirkus has played particularly well. And at the end of the day, if we go ahead and we can tighten our grip on the game, which is really what I want them to. I want us to tighten our grip on the game quickly, suffocate Gapco, suffocate Salah, because those are the two wider players. Don't allow Szoboszlai to drift in behind Casemiro and in front of our good old friend De Ligt, because that will leave Isak spare. If we can tighten that grip in that middle three, don't get pushed out wide, which you've mentioned before. Don't get pushed out wide, so we use our wing backs as attackers, try and attack within the middle third of the pitch, and then stretch the play at the very last minute for Sesko to run in behind. I think we'll have a better way of controlling the game, better than the way that we did last time.
But I think Stu, one of the key elements is to stay composed on the ball, because we know Liverpool will swarm us. They will first angle, as you said, when we win the ball, or if we have the ball centrally, they will angle us to force us to pass the ball to our wing backs. And then they will swarm the wing backs. So, you know, I think they will try to exploit a player like Dalot if he's starting. I think that will be on his slot, and who wouldn't, you know, try to exploit a weak player as Dalot every time he will be on the ball. And he will play on most likely on Bruno's side. So a lot of the balls will go out to Dalot in the build-up, and you know, this is where Liverpool will try to hurt us. But if we stay composed and we know how to handle the ball under pressure, because we all know when it comes to the game of football, if you commit a lot of players one side to press, you know, Amorim loves this because he wants to exploit and shift the play to the other side where there's acres of space. So if we manage to do this, I think we will be able to hurt Liverpool. I will look for that, and I think that will be one of the key elements, us managing the press on one side and being able to switch and then try to hurt Liverpool. So for me, I think that will be the main. I don't know, what's your thoughts on this?
Our control of the balls by Casemiro will be key to this game, right? Absolutely key. If we can get it to him and he can deliver a 10-yard pass, or he can run with it for 10 yards and then drop it into Bruno, or drop it out to Ahmad, or whoever's playing, it doesn't really matter. That can get us up the pitch. He can then stay centrally where we need him, and he can do a single person version of the double pivot that obviously Liverpool will play, because they always play a double pivot screen, and we don't. You know, we need Casemiro. He can then drop into a back four if necessary. What's going on? Okay. Well, look, mate, you've got to have a bit of optimism in football, surely. I get your point, mate. I'm not going to argue with it over. You've got to have a bit of optimism. There's nothing to say, not one thing to say we can't go and win. But I get your point. Szoboszlai did score against, I think he scored twice, didn't he, or something like that.
He scored against Portugal in the friendlies. Was it a friendly or was it a World Cup qualifier? I'm not sure. Against Portugal.
I'm not quite sure. Really I know Ronaldo was chucking his toys out the pram, wasn't he, as well?
Yes.
Not against what do you call it? He did it against Ireland, but I would use Casemiro.
Missed the penalty against Kelleher. Kelleher is a goalkeeper. He's actually brilliant on penalties.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I forgot he was Irish as well. So I think that will be the key. And the other key is make sure we don't allow Mamardashvili, Van Dijk, And sorry, who did we say is playing alongside him? Conte. No, he's injured, isn't he?
Konate.
Canate.
Konate is doubtful, but he will most likely play.
Okay,
That's the
Canate. If we can get Šeško to stop those attacking from the back, make them go long, which should add to our strengths because Delict's brilliant in the air. We might be able to get some luck in the game. I don't know. I'm still going with the fact we beat them 2-1, and it's going to be a Bruno penalty, and I think a Šeško header. But I didn't know Ekatiko was doubtful. That's interesting.
Yes, according to this website, we will know more tomorrow because it's been international break. Players been out, they've been in recovery. A lot of these players have just came home. In the first team training this today, Shea, Lacey, Jack Fletcher, and Jim Thwaites trained with the guys, but no Casemiro, no Bruno because of traveling. It gave them a day off, so we will know more in the morning. But we can just sit here and speak on the facts we do know, and he's doubtful, but I believe he will play. I just want to shout out Bilal for the super. Is it a super sticker?
It's a super sticker.
Yes, thank you so much, Bilal. I think you deserve a small blow on the toot.
Oh, almost. Keep blowing. Well done. Jarvis, you got the notes out of it.
Thank you.
Got a note out of it.
Yes. And Bilal, the Cantona news is the UAE Consortium, as far as we know, according to Ben Jacobs, is wanting Cantona as their ambassador if they get to buy the club. So Cantona will be the first ex-player to take an ambassador role. And we know that the UAE Consortium is part of it is the IHC Investment Holding Company. So yeah, we go back and watch the start. We covered about 20-25 minutes of that news. But big up Bilal. Let me just scroll a little bit down to see what you guys are talking about. But Stu, when it comes to Man United and this Ruben Amorim team, I mentioned some strategies that he could take. How do you think Amorim will approach this game? Where do we see the weaknesses of this Liverpool team, and how will he try to hurt them? And just to talk a little bit about the team selection, this is the team they have put out. Maybe as the potential starting 11, Lamens in goal.
Lamens.
No, it's Lamens. Sene Lamens. Yes,
Senna.
That's how we say his name himself.
Yeah.
So
apparently so.
Lamens. And Lenny Yoro, right wing back, right wide centre back. Delict, Luke Shaw, Dallo on the right. No, Diallo on the right, Dallo on the left, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes in the pivot, Cunha and Bumo and Šeško. So nothing extraordinary. This is, I would say, the predicted 11. This is what Amorim prefers. So with this lineup, how can you actually hurt them? Because we know they have a weakness. Is it Conor Bradley, right fullback? But as you said, Liverpool, they like to bomb on with their fullbacks, and the two central players in the pivot drops down when defending, on transitions. So we will only be up against Conor Bradley when we are putting them on the siege and trying to build up an attack, but not in the transitions.
So I would tighten it up a little bit. I've said before, I would tighten up a bit. I don't like wing backs in this particular system because we don't have wing backs who can play wing backs. They're not great. Diallo's a waste of space. I don't think Diallo's a great wing back either. Bruno and Casemiro side by side doesn't work for me. They should be ahead of each other. They should be in a line. Casemiro by himself, Bruno in front. Cunha and then Mbumo drop in when we're out of possession, which they don't do, but they should drop in when we're out of possession. So we're basically giving us 5 across the back. And then the idea is you do transitional press. As soon as we get it, you're off and away. The issue with that is it drags Sesko back into our half. Okay, and I would rather see him pushed up a little bit, or at least make Van Dijk think I can't get into foot race with Sesko because I'm likely to lose. Same with Konate. So I want him to push them back as soon as they possibly can. The issue for me is we won't play like that. Jarvis, as you know, whichever side we're attacking from, the wing back will tuck in. So if we're attacking through Diallo will tuck in and make that a little bit easier. When we're attacking in, he'll push up in the middle, ready for transition. But I don't like that. I never have liked that. I think we're better off kind of going compact at a position and being as wide as we possibly can, although it plays into Liverpool's hands. But I think actually we can do some damage at Cunningham, particularly against Bradley. And I also think that Mbeumo could do something against Kirkus. In which case,
yes, Kirkus has been awful for Liverpool.
It's been terrible. In which case, if Cunha is attacking Bradley, I want to see Ahmad come in to the middle, behind Sesko, ready. So we've got three people attacking it rather than just the two, or rather than just the one. And that doesn't happen. We don't play like that. We allow our front three to play on their own with Bruno. So Ahmad doesn't really get involved with the play in a central point anymore. There's no point even talking about Dallo getting involved in central play there, is there?
But my question to you, Stu, there are some alternatives when it comes to this lineup. When it comes to the left wing back, Dallo, Dorgu, who would we play, and Mason Mount, as we deserve better mentions here. I agree. I think Mason Mount will start.
I think Mason Mount starts.
Story also comes in and say Mount will 100% start, and for me, yes. And also because when you talk about sliding into the back four, we have Mason Mount coming in to the midfield four, and we defend in a 4-4-2 or a 4-4-1-1 formation with Mbeumo a little bit behind Sesko, and we sit in a 2 blocks of 4, and I think we are much harder to break down when we play like this. And also, when we have time to move down the wing back, we will be in a 3-4-1 formation, and I think that will be or a 3-3 or a 5-3-1-1. So
look, I agree. I think Mount starts as well, which means then you've got an issue with Cunha. What do you do with Cunha? So do we be a bit clever? Do we try Mbeumo as a right wing back, and do we try Ahmad as a left wing back, and we play Cunha as well? So we play Mount, Sesko, Cunha, Mbeumo, Diallo as a left, and Mbeumo as a right wing back, and then we play. Do we do that? Could we do that? Would that make us more vulnerable? Well, I think Mbeumo could play right wing back, no problem. And if Diallo can play right wing back, he can play left wing back. So that's an option to us. That way you get Cunha into the side. For me, if Cunha gets in, he's got to play deep as well. He's got to collect the ball from deep. He's got to really push Liverpool back as soon as he gets it. So he needs to be pushing Szoboszlai back. He needs to be pushing Graven back. And McAllister, he needs to be pushing those three back as soon as he can. He's done it before for Wolves, and there's nothing to say he can't do it again.
But do you think that will be Amorim's game plan? Try to push them back because we play away. They will be on the front foot.
I think it's the only way.
We will just try to invite the press and play over them, because now we've seen lately. Now we just play over. You invite the press. Okay, if you press high, we play over. If you sit back, we play out from the back and control the game. Amorim has finally, at least if you go with the Sunderland game, found a balance when it comes to this.
I wouldn't absorb the pressure at Anfield. Anfield's a different game, different type of atmosphere. It's a bitty game. It's a bitey game. I wouldn't absorb the pressure at all. Absolutely no chance would I invite the pressure. I would do what I could to disrupt them. We don't disrupt them by allowing pressure onto us. He's not disrupting their game plan. When we beat City the first time and Guardiola was like going mad, we disrupted his flow. We disrupted them. He didn't know what we were doing, and I want to see Amarin. I want to see Amarin take a risk. I really want to see him take a risk. I want to see him do something different. Go out there and take it to Liverpool. Cunha and Bumo, Mount, Sesko, Bruno, Diallo, they take it to Liverpool.
Yeah,
they're players who are on the front foot, but Mbumo's got a defensive side to him. Diallo doesn't so much. Again, you drag Cunha back, Mount comes back in, and you lose Sesko at the tip of our diamond, our cherry on the cake, so to speak. He can get it, he can hold it up, and when he gets it, I want to see him turn with it and run with it, Jarvis. Don't just drop it back, run with it. Run with it, because when he runs with it, okay, he's got to get tackled, which could result in a throw-in, but he's allowing us to get up from a defensive position. He's allowing us to run with it. So it's all right getting it and holding it and then just knocking it back to Bruno. I want to see him get hold of it, turn and run with it. Put them on the back foot. And if he does that, it will drag us out. And we don't do that enough, and I'd like to see us do that. So.
Yes, I agree. But then we need Cunha. But as we said, I think Mason Mount will start, because I think he will make the formation more flexible, both attacking and defending. I just want to say hi to a lot of people. A lot of people in the chat. New names. William Nevin coming in and say Dallo. What has he ever damaged? Honest question. I'm scratching my head, and I think we all agree when it comes to Dallo. And Stu found the name. We call it Dallo-ness, and it's
Dallo-ness,
yes, it goes without explaining. We all know what Dallo-ness is. Johnny Hill is in the house, coming in and say, I never understood why Dallo even get a sniff of United. To be honest, Ahmad is a winger, and yet from what I see week in week out, it seems Ahmad is better at defending than Dallo. Lol. Yeah, I think, but I think just to play the devil's advocate when it comes to Dallo, I think he's kind of a teacher's pet. I think he comes in early at training. He's professional. He runs a lot. His effort level is you can't take Dallo on anything. When it comes to this, it goes down to his basic skills, and I think this is where he falls short. But yeah,
Jarvis, don't forget we got the Dallo long throw in his arsenal now, isn't it?
Yes, that's another thing. We see a lot of these old 80s, 70s tactics coming back into the Premier League right now. Long balls, long throw-ins, directness, free kicks, corner kicks, tucking in the goalkeeper. There's so many things, the Premier League has changed. So big up Johnny Hill. And Belal coming in with a super chat, singing Cantona, say Cantona.
I'm going to give him the running glasses. I'm going to give him the running glasses, Jarvis. The running glasses.
Well, I can.
He gets the running glasses.
We're doing the running glasses.
Yes. Yeah, these are my running glasses. Yes. Bilal, you absolute legend. Ugarte Cantona, yes. Won't be long before we're singing 5 Cantonas, will it? Won't be long before we're doing that, which is absolutely great.
Yes.
Thank you, Bilal. Sorry about that. We've been chatting as always.
There were some other names I wanted to shout out. New names. Labu23 coming in and say 3-0 win. Bruno scores a free kick, Dallo scores a screamer, and Maguire with a header. Amarin deserves a 3-year contract extension.
Yeah.
How much did you pay this guy?
I didn't pay him anything. I didn't pay him a thing. Fair play to the guy. He's
coming in with some optimism. Yeah, that's good. We need more optimism in Man United. Red or Dead 69 coming in. Hey lads and lasses, good to see you, Red or Dead. And we have Hussein Bai coming in and say, watching from Tbilisi, Georgia.
Good to see you, mate. Welcome.
Georgia. How do you say it?
Georgia.
Say Georgia? Isn't that
Georgia? Tbilisi.
Yeah, but Tbilisi, yeah. Kvaratskhelia. That's how you pronounce his name.
Kvaratskhelia, one of my favorite players. Kvaratskhelia.
He's from Georgia. And also the Liverpool goalkeeper.
Mamardashvili.
Yeah. a lot of great players, and they have the other guy. What's his name? Who played on Lyon? He played against them in the Europa League.
We did.
Isn't he Georgian? Mikutatse, I think. Yeah, he's a brilliant player. Mikutatse.
We've got a good. They've always had a good side, haven't they?
Yeah, they have a good side. I'm impressed by Georgia. It's a small country, but they have footballers, so it's good. Yes. Anything more to add when it comes to the Liverpool games, too?
No, I just want to see us be brave. I keep saying it, though. I'm like a broken record. I just want to see us be brave, and I want to see him do something a bit out of the ordinary. And, you raised it, like, in the summer, Jarvis. Why can't Mbeumo play as right wing back? We showed his heat map. We know where he operates.
Yeah.
Why can't he? Put Diallo as left wing back. Then you get Cunha. Then you get Mount into the team. It's a much... Look, is it a balanced team? You could argue yes. Because effectively, Diallo is left-footed. And I know that Mbeumo is predominantly left-footed, but we have two left-footers that kind of come in from the right. Do we need two to do that? I don't think so. If you put Diallo out as a left foot, could he deliver the type of crosses 25, 30 yards deep that swerve into the box that Šeško would want? Would he allow a bit more space for Mount? I think he would. He would give Mount a lot more space in that area, and Mount will chase and he will cover the ground to get across to McAllister and Gravenbach. Will he pull Gravenbach out as support for Bradley? Probably, because he's very tricky, is Diallo. There are pros and cons to him being out there. I get that. But again, if you go and lose 4-0, right, Jarvis, and play our normal system, our normal way, and you go and play a lose 4-0, but try something different, what would you rather?
To try something different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Most people would, because if you're going to lose 4-0 anyway, what if you lost 2-0 trying something different?
Yeah.
Or 1-0, or scrape to draw?
I would go all out attack, play a 2-1-7 formation, and just try to tear Liverpool apart.
Yeah, but
score 6-7 goals.
Having Mbeumo as right wing back, Diallo as left wing back, Bruno, Mount, Šeško, Cunha, that's a great six. In my opinion.
Yep. Talking points when it comes to this, Shea Lacey. Some reports say that Shea Lacey is close to Man United starting. Let's say this is the report. It's from Nate Salt. Let me just share it for you guys if you want to see to get a reaction. So Shea Lacey, let's go with that. Ruben Amorim and Shea Lacey have plenty of one-to-one conversations around the training ground, and said that he's said to be eager to put Shea Lacey in a position to succeed in the very near future. So he's a young guy. He's a dribbler. He plays on the wings. Maybe is he seeing him as a potential wing back or a 10? Do you know anything about this guy? Do you follow the academy?
Yeah, he's an exceptional talent.
Yes,
he's in this this bracket where you would consider this JJ Gabriel to be and Kai Rooney to be. He's older than those kids, but he's where you are.
But he had a setback. He was injured a lot.
He had a lot of injury. Yeah. He's quite lightweight. Phenomenal in the under 18s and 21s. Put him in the squad. Get him in. Don't put him in the match day squad, but have him there on match days. Have him on the bench on match days. Have him in the changing room on match days. Get him to go out and warm up on match days if he can be in and around the first team. But he's a superb player. I agree with Sean. He's a fantastic footballer. I think he's a bit lightweight, personally. You can
Yeah,
tell.
but we haven't seen him since, I would say, before the injury, and then he was 17. Now he must be close to 19 now. This
Yeah, he
winter.
is. Yeah, he's. I think he's closer to 20. He's
Okay,
not there yet. He's not there yet. It's one of those, Jarvis. Unfortunately, it's an easy tweet to do. I could do
he's
that tweet.
18. 14th of April, he will be 19. So
Yeah,
this winter,
so,
yes.
so it's an easy tweet though, Jarvis. Unfortunately, if you read the wording of the tweet, it doesn't tell you anything really. It's a kind of it's a non-tweet. You know, Jarvis, close your eyes now, and reread that tweet out. You won't get it word for word, but I bet you could pretty much, because that's the type of tweet it is.
Shea, Lacey and Amorim has had close conversations and is eager to put Shea, Lacey into the first team squad. Yeah, so
in the near future.
Yeah, in the near future.
Anyone could say that, and that's a shame. He's a really, really solid player. Good night, Catherine, my darling. But I just think at the moment, no, he's a good 12 months away. But keep him around the squad, absolutely.
Yeah, Shea Lacey is a fantastic talent. I want to see more of him. I want to see more Shea Lacey.
Unfortunately, Sean, as I'm in the journalist profession myself, I see it all the time, pal. I've probably done it once or twice myself.
Yes. There's also some other updates when talking about the starting 11 against Liverpool. This came out. It's from Samuel Luckhurst. It says Manuel Ugarte is under consideration for Manchester United recall versus Liverpool, as he was involved in United's training on Thursday, but Casemiro was not, as he was given an extra recovery day after traveling to South Korea and Japan with Brazil. So actually, according to Sam Luckhurst, The Athletic, Ugarte is maybe a potential starter against Liverpool. How do you see that? Could that just end in a catastrophe, or will he actually fit being the aggressor, being the guy who will recover the ball and win it for us to try to transition and counterattack Liverpool?
Look, it is. He will always divide opinion, our good old friend Manuel Ugarte. If you read and believe what you read in the papers, Amaran had a right popping him the same way. You're the fucking same player as you were in Sporting when I had you. What's going on? Ugarte hasn't really found his rhythm at Manchester United. Do we know what his rhythm is? Not really. And that's a problem for us because we can't tell you. None of us can say what's his best position in the club. Is he a 6? Is he a better 8? Are we shackling an 8 to play as a 6 here? Who knows? We don't know. None of us know what he's like. We didn't see enough of him against when he was at PSG either.
No.
So we don't really know where he lies. We've said this before, and I'll say it again. With Bruno being one of the first names on the team sheet, it's always going to be a problem for that middle two. It's Bruno +1. That's what it is. We know that. So I did read that Casemiro didn't train today, nor did Bruno, by the way, but Bruno will still play.
Bruno will play. He will always play.
Yeah, he was given an extra day off, and so was another couple of players. They were given extra days off. They train tomorrow. But they've trained during the week. They've trained for respective clubs. So
and Ugarte lost his place in the Uruguayan national team, so he hasn't been traveling.
No. Like I said to you, and Will, if he's still watching, mentioned it that Liverpool's entire midfield travelled for international duty. Manchester United, apart from Bruno, didn't. Mason Mount didn't travel.
No,
anyway, did he? Ugarte didn't travel anywhere, did he? Kobe Mino didn't travel anywhere. These players haven't travelled.
No.
So
but thinking from a let's say a tactical point of view, trying to outsmart Liverpool. They won't set up their team. Maybe they will try to target Casemiro. They
To
know he's
outsmart
slow.
Liverpool, Jarvis, you'd stick Maino in as a 6.
Yeah, because this
To
is where I
outsmart
was.
Liverpool,
This
that's
is
what
where I
I'm
was
saying.
heading.
Yeah.
Do we actually play Kobe Mainoo in a game like this? Could he
Why not?
operate?
Why not? Look again. Why not? Ugarte's not done it for us this season. Will makes a point about Ugarte being a bench warmer, a proper club. I agree with him wholeheartedly. He hasn't done it enough for me. If you're not going to play Casemiro, why do you always migrate to Ugarte? Why can't you turn to Kobe and say, "Big game for you Sunday, pal. You're playing as a 6. Big game. Big game." Yeah, but big game. Get out there and do it. Is he going to be any worse than Ugarte?
It's hard to say. But it depends. But in
I'm
this
not saying
game,
we do it, but
in
is he
this
going to
game,
be
I
any
would
worse?
actually play a double pivot of Ugarte and Casemiro, just to get that defensive solidness. And I would probably not play Dallo and play Dorgu and have two more attacking wing backs, because this is where Liverpool want to attack. They want to attack on with their fullbacks, and I think there will be space for us to exploit them. We can double up, force them back, drag out their central players to defend, and then we will have openings centrally for our number 10s. So there are ways to get around this Liverpool team, and I believe this is one of the tactics.
That's why I'd play Diallo and Mbeumo as wing backs.
Yeah,
that is the reason. That is the reason. Redor, I don't like XG at all, pal. I hate XG. Jarvis likes XG. I don't. I hate XG. I never talk about XG, do I, Jarvis?
well, it's not about liking or hating. It's just an indicator of what have gone on, in the game. But you
But I
can't
would
read
do
it
something different.
just
Okay,
blindly.
if you go to the double pivot,
Yeah.
would you play Casemiro and Maino then?
Well, but I think Ugarte is better when it comes to press
creativity,
and try to win the ball.
But we got
And
no
I would
creativity.
trust Casemiro to be the playmaker.
I'm sorry, Redor. Sorry, mate. I misread that then. Sorry, pal. He said it was tongue in cheek. Sorry, mate. I misread it. I see what you mean now. Yeah. Sorry, pal.
And then we have two sort of defensive midfielders who could actually, as Stephanie comes in, puts in tackles.
Who comes out then? Who comes out the team then for you to play?
It has to be Bruno.
It
will never happen, but I'm just throwing it out.
I know. He's not going to come out of the pal. Look, the thing is,
you can play Bruno as left wing back instead of Dallo.
Why not? I mean, look. The thing is, if you got a tactics board,
yes, I can bring it up.
The tactics board up, right? Let's
always. But I haven't prepared it for the Liverpool game. But
let's just play our positions, right? How we would normally do it.
But would you do the double pivot or
no?
Because I think lately in the newest Amorim we see Bruno as the roaming 10 up and down and Casemiro patrolling right and left. So it's more of a.
Where I would have it.
And I see a big diamond in central with Dallo, Ahmad, Bruno, and Casemiro. So maybe we talk in a little bit more like this.
So let me just
Christmas tree.
Let me just kind of give you my reasoning for Diallo on the left and Mbeumo on the right.
Okay, yeah.
So you're taking because Matari is injured, isn't he?
He's doubtful.
He's doubtful. So if you to put Ahmad, Casemiro, and Mbeumo, Bruno, Mount, Sesko, and Cunha. So you could run Mount on the right or the left. It doesn't matter, does it, with Mount? He could play right or left, couldn't he?
Mount will probably be on the right then, and Cunha on the left.
Yeah, that to me adds a beautiful bit of balance. You got pace on the wings with Mbeumo. You've got a solid partnership between Yoro and Mbeumo and Mount. Maybe not a solid partnership as Shaw and so I would put Mbeumo right side and Diallo left.
But why not do it like something like this then? Why not play his Mount instead? But I'm just thinking out loud. It's more left-footed, as I understand it.
He is. I don't. I don't.
Because the problem with Mbumo on the left.
No, it'd be the right. He'd be the right anyway.
So you put Ahmad on the left.
I'd have Diallo on the left. He's left footer.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah,
But
Diallo on the left.
then you will trust him to go around and cross.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Now I get it.
Correct.
Okay.
And Boomer on the right.
But Mbumo will do the same.
But exactly. So, well, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Mbumo and Ahmad to stretch the
But
play.
Mbumo is left-footed, isn't he?
He is. But what we've always spoke about and never really thought about it is we've got two left footers on the right side. That's Mbumo and Dallo, and that's why they get in each other's way all the time. So I think you need to take them out of the equation and look at it from that point of view. So that's why I've decided. That's why I would go with Ahmad, Cunha, Bruno. That gets Casemiro. That gets Cunha, and it gets Mount.
Yeah, but as I said, we should just drop Bruno, play Menu or Ugarte, and have more. I would say it's more balanced if we do something like this. And let's say just for the sake of it, put Ugarte here, because then we have two central defenders, and our rest defense will most likely be these guys, these five guys here. And then we will have the freedom of Cunha, Ahmad, Sesko, Mount, and Mbumo to attack.
Too big a hole for me.
Okay. But you do realize these guys, and especially Mason Mount, will drop.
Mason Mount definitely will.
Yeah.
Cunha should, and he definitely will. I much prefer a more topsy-turvy way. I never liked a double pivot. I've never liked it. I've always liked a single pivot.
So we go with Bruno again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never liked a double pivot. I don't think we've got the midfield to do a double pivot, and that's our issue. But if you actually put Liverpool in their formation, they will run with a double pivot.
They do.
Yeah.
But as I were explaining, they like to bomb on, and if they get hit on the transition, the job for the pivot is to cover.
Come into right back. Exactly right.
Yes,
that's why I think.
And then you want to. That's why I'm saying you want to try to win the ball and then hit them on the counter, because there will be a space from the central defender.
Absolutely. I totally agree. That's why I want Sesko pushed up. That's why I don't want Sesko anywhere near the halfway line.
No. Yeah, 100%. But Sesko is actually doing this quite well.
He is.
Yeah. So, it will be interesting. Last talking point before we call it a night is actually on Harry Maguire and his contract renewal. I want to hear your take on this too, because I know you like Sir Harry.
Love him.
And but is older, is on high wages. Do we take another year with Harry Maguire, or should we just say bye-bye?
It's time to say thank you, Sir Harry. You've been absolutely brilliant for us, but you need to find another club. It pains me to say it because, for what he's been through as a man, and he showed. Daniel, to be fair, thank you for that, but I'd like to give Jarvis the credit on that one, because he brought that to my attention in June. So, but thank you, really appreciate that. But Jarvis brought that to my attention.
You can have it, Stu. That's okay.
No, you did. You were the one to mention it, because at the time I was talking about.
We were just analyzing the heat maps, just basically mainly on the heat map. So that's why,
I was talking about Lacey was nice, left wing back, and I made that point of where he played when he was playing left centre back, what's the difference between his heat map
Mm,
at left
mm.
centre back, and that's all it was. So, but thank you for that. No time for him to go. Really, thanks very much, Harry. But yeah, he's got to go. In my opinion, I'd just be short and sweet on that one.
Yeah, I'm actually agreeing. I will be very disappointed. I think this is Man United in the past. They extend the contract of the useless players who's been around for years and years and not winning anything, besides a Mickey Mouse Cup here and there.
Yeah,
I think it's time to end, because I don't want Maguire to stop the progression of let's say Aiden Heaven and Fredrickson. I
yes,
think we have a
no,
couple of
exactly.
young
Yeah,
centre backs that need more game time, and they will never develop if we keep these 33, 34-year olds around. Same goes with Casemiro. I think it's time to say goodbye.
yeah.
Uh,
I think there's more in the summer
and
as well.
even if Maguire accepts to let's say cut his wages in half, I still think it's too much. Still think it's even, I see he brings experience. He has some extremes when it comes to heading abilities, and he has a good long pass. But no, it's a no for me when it comes to Maguire.
It's
I
an
don't
extra.
know, guys, but what you think?
Ordering the red wine for Sunday night.
If we win, yes, I will bring my a glass of Chablis. Chablis,
I'll have a glass of red if we win as well. I'll have a glass of red.
yes.
Or bring wine if we win Sunday night. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows?
Jarle Malmin comes in, big up Jarle, comes in and say Maguire does not play in Heaven's spot. Heaven is behind Leach and Shaw, so he's doomed. Well, you make a fair point, but I think we need to be flexible when it comes to the centre backs, and I think also Maguire will be around and actually can, as we've seen, who is it? Is it Delict been forced out to play the wide centre back? So at least if Maguire stays, he will help stop the way of Fredrickson getting game time, because every time um, Maguire's play central, the Ligt will play on the right or the left, so one of them will sit on the bench. So it's not good.
No,
Luan says he will have a beer
two or
or two or
three. Yeah.
three.
Sean
Yeah.
says he'll have a pint in the dark stuff. Nice one. I like a Guinness, Sean. So I'm down with you on that one. Worth pointing out, by the way, that Manchester United women beat Athletic Madrid. Was it Bilbao or Madrid tonight? 1-0 in the Champions League.
Yes.
Away, I might add.
Away.
Away.
They're
It's a good
doing
result.
well.
Yeah, great result. I think they played 2-1-2 in the Champions League so far. Doing okay in the WSL as well. So yeah, we're doing all right, the women. So big shout out.
Skinner.
Yeah, big shout out to them.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's all my talking points. I don't have anything more, so I think it's time to call it a night. Thank you, Mary, coming in and
Should we
say
do
a great podcast. Yes,
Thank you, Mary. Should we do score predictions for a bit of
yes.
fun?
Let's do the score and you guys, I want your score predictions
Get
too.
your score
Get it in the
predictions,
live chat.
guys.
Okay, I will be always coming in with the negative results, but okay, let's go with the draw. 1-1 draw. That's my prediction. Oh, Sean beat me to it. 1-1.
We did.
Big up, Sean. Who else? You said 2-1. Man
I'm still
United.
going 2-1. I'm still going 2-1. Jay's with me on that one.
Jay is with
Yeah,
you.
I'm still
2-1
going
to
2-1.
United.
Get your scores in, guys.
4-1 Jarle Malmin. Okay. To Liverpool. Yeah, okay. Big up Jarle.
No, it's the look everyone's put in. Luan France has gone 3-0 draw.
3-0 draw.
Yeah.
Bilal 3-0. Doesn't say
Yeah.
to who, but Man United probably.
I don't
2-1.
know.
We
We will win
deserve
1-0
better.
half.
1-0 halftime. We lose 3-1 full time. Okay. Mark O coming in 2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah.
Trevor Wade 6 to Liverpool, 7 to United. Yeah. And then I woke up and smelled the roses. Not many optimists in the
No,
live
there
chat.
isn't.
No,
No,
no.
we'll get
But
there.
I think we
It was
are
about
yeah, we are PTSD after of years under the Glazers, and it's not good. Vissa coming in with the 2-1 United. Big up Vissa, keeping the positivity going and flowing. Raymond 2-0. 2-0. Well, that's good. That's good, Raymond. And Daniel
no,
coming in 1-0
no
United.
feelings.
Yes. It will be interesting. I'm looking forward to Sunday night. We will do a match reaction. The game is
Yes, we'll
quite
be there.
late, so I think we will do the match
4:30, so we
reaction
can do that.
almost. When is the game done?
4:30 kickoff, I think.
4:30, 5,
Yeah, it's
6:30. So
half past 4.
7:30, 7:30. So maybe we will do an 8 o'clock show then, Stu, Sunday
Yeah,
night.
okay. Yeah, I can do
How's that
8.
for you?
Yeah,
We will
that
try that.
works.
Try that.
Yes, that works. Let's just double check. It is 4:30. I'm sure it is.
Yeah. Yeah. ITN coming in and say personally, no like today, as I respect you both, but it is what it is. Yeah, well,
Hey, look, hey,
some days we good, sometimes we shit. That's just it is. Well,
today
I think
we're crap. Today we're
yeah,
crap.
well, I'm awfully
ITN,
tired. I haven't slept, all week. I'm like,
ITN, it's all right, pal. It's all right. The thing is, though, ITN, you tune in and you support us, mate, and that's
yes,
what we're grateful for.
thank you so much.
Whether you like the show or not, and tonight you haven't, that's perfectly fine. But thanks for everybody who tunes in. We're very grateful for. So we appreciate it, pal.
Mm. And Helge coming in, big up Helge Skjæveland coming in and
I
say,
know.
we haven't won since 2016 at Anfield. No back-to-back wins for Amorim for ages. Everything points clear to one direction. That's why I'm going with a 2-1 win.
Well done,
Yeah.
Helga.
Let's get in.
Oh,
that was good.
Who knows?
Is anyone live? Can we
Oh, I don't know.
can we do a raid?
There's never been live this week. Live.
Sean, are you live? Are you doing a show
Sean's not
now?
live, is he? Let's have a look. No, I can't see any red dots, Jarvis. No, I don't see.
No.
I can't see anyone live.
Okay. Well,
No, nobody's live. So we can't raid anyone.
no, we can't raid anyone. That's not good.
Nobody's live.
I have to say, I forgot to put on monetization, but it is what it is. We lost that £2.
Oh, well, yeah, but we got the super chat money, didn't we? Thank you very much for that as well, guys. We really appreciate it.
But at least you didn't have to see any commercials during the show. So
no, that's true. Yes, that's true. Sean's live tomorrow night, everybody. So
okay.
This is everybody's live tomorrow night. What time are you live UK time, Sean? Raid the fridge instead, says Steph. The only red dot Stu sees the one in front of his eyes. Absolutely. Stu raids Mankinis. I do. I've still got to order my new one. Maybe 7 p.m. UK time. Oh, let us know, Sean. We'll tune in, pal.
Yes. Big up, Sean. Big up, Sean. I'm always looking forward to shows. Yeah.
I like getting giddy occasionally, Jamie. I like getting giddy occasionally.
Yeah, but guys, it's been a great show. It's been you guys in the live chat, brilliant guys. Everybody, Visa, Trevor Wade, Sean, Bilal, William Nevin, Stephanie Griffith, Raymond Pierce, Retro 77, Helge coming in late, but coming in good with a great comment. Jamie Wayne, always big up, and now in the beginning. We had Alien Tenno Peter coming in, big up. Hope you're still watching Alien Tenno. Mark O, who else is here? Yalem Almin, Luan France, all of you legends. We deserve better. Sorry if I didn't read out your name, but so many comments. Appreciate all of you. Do me a favor, leave a comment in the non-live section after the show. If you haven't, please smash the like. If this was your first time on the Tactical Devils, please give us a sub. And if you know how the hype thing works, go after the show is done and it's a video, then you can give us a hype. It's so much news, new things on YouTube. I can't keep up anymore, but it's the way it is. But thank you, Stu. Thank you guys in the chat. Thank you everybody, and hopefully we will see you Sunday night with a win.
With some good news. Yes.
Yes, with some good news. Okay, have a good one and good night and bye bye.